It's January. It's 2020. You know it's about that time when people start spreading rumors about how the PT is going to make some major changes. Every so often, every few months, people just start spreading rumors about that. But before you start sending me links to those videos about people talking about winter's coming, changes are coming, rest assured, I'm on top of things. I take the exam once a month just so I don't have to watch one of those videos talking about changes. Because oftentimes people like to send me those links and they want to ask me for my opinion. Well, honestly, I would rather pay $375 and sit through the exam than to watch one of those videos talking about changes. So from now on, if the announcement about the changes did not come directly from PTE, or maybe even me, forget about it. In this video, I'm gonna share with you what I learned from my very first exam of 2020. And in this exam, I did everything almost exactly the same way as I did it back in November. And yes, I didn't take an exam in December because honestly, who wants to take PT in December? We got too many things going on. So I will point out things that I feel like changed or maybe didn't change. So y'all ready for this? Let's get into it. Let me put both scores on the screen first so you can see. Right away, you notice the drop in the speaking and listening. Otherwise, everything else is quite similar. Does that mean something changed with the scoring? Not exactly. I actually tested something different there, and I'll explain what I did shortly. Let's first talk about that writing. The writing score is similar in both cases, along with the enabling skills from writing. Agreed? So the techniques that I used for the summary writing were exactly the same as the previous exam. I'm talking about the summarized written text and the summarized spoken text. I didn't change anything, same approach. However, if you recall from the last exam, the essay template, the new essay template that I wanted to try, it wasn't really getting picked up. I got a really low written discourse, so I'm assuming the essay was bad. But that was okay, right? Because I was still able to get over 79. So this time around, I still wanted to revise that essay template. And I did, and I tried it again. It seems like it got picked up better. Still not perfect, however. Now, I already have an essay template that's been proven it's been working perfectly, but there's been people saying that it's not as easy. So my goal is to always try to make it easier and easier. So 71 in the written discourse, I think there's some things that we still got to work out, but the essay isn't even worth that much, right? So did the scoring change for the writing module? Nope, not that I noticed. I did it the exact same way as I did it in November. And in November, I did it the exact same way as I did in October. So whatever you were doing in the past, as long as it was working for you back then, it should still be working now. Now, let's talk about that reading. Because in both attempts, the reading was 90. In the reading module, besides English, time management is very important as well. So when I work on the reading module with my students, I limit them on the time they can spend on the multiple choice questions, both types. So I ask them to rush through. I give them a limited amount of time. If they are not able to decide on an answer for the multiple choice type questions, then I ask them to guess. So when I take the exam, I'm just gonna guess. I have to practice what I teach, right? I can't ask somebody to guess and I'm sitting over there trying to read everything carefully. So I just guess. And what do you notice? Both times from November and right now, we can get 90 without actually trying on the multiple choice questions. Again, did anything change to the scoring in the reading module? Nah, there's really not much you can do to hack the reading anyways. It's either right or it's wrong. But remember, a lot of your reading points come from the speaking. So let's go talk about that speaking. If you recall from the beginning, the speaking score dropped this time. Does that mean that something has changed in the scoring for the speaking? No, I changed the technique. Out of the whole speaking module, I think everyone can agree that the repeat sentence is the most challenging. But I don't really understand why the PTE is even testing this. Do they believe that you are learning English because you want to annoy people? Are you going to follow people around and just keep repeating everything that they say 100%? What the hell? No. Being able to understand what someone says doesn't mean you have to repeat exactly what they said. Anyways, I mentioned that I changed the technique for the speaking, right? Now, that technique was in the repeat sentence. Because last time in the November test, I told you that I tried the repeat sentence by repeating only half of the sentence and made up the entire sentence, the rest of the entire sentence. So purposely only half. I wanted to see if I was able to get over 79, and you saw the results. We were able to. So this time around, I wanted to push that even further. I wanted to see how much of that content really mattered. So this time I repeated either none of the content or maybe 1 or 2 words. Basically, I made up almost the entire sentence. Was I able to get 79? Nah. So does that mean this technique doesn't work? Nah, it doesn't mean that. Why? Because it depends on what you're trying to get. Because what about that 65 though? What about that 50 though? If you want 65 or 50, look at what I just did. Most of the sentence I did not repeat correctly. I just repeated 1, maybe 2 words at the most, and then I made up the entire sentence. I was able to get over 65. So, did I notice any changes in the scoring, in the speaking? Nah, not really. So if whatever you were doing in the past, if it's working for you, keep on doing it. Now, this leads us to the last module. But remind me again, what does the repeat sentence affect besides speaking? Listening. There we go. Let's go talk about that listening. Let's take a look at that listening score again. Now, what do you notice? It dropped. Yes, obviously, right? Now, since the repeat sentence affected my speaking score, obviously the repeat sentence will pull down my listening score. That's the only thing that I did differently that would affect listening. Because in the listening module, I didn't change a thing. I did everything the same way as I did it in November. And in November, I did it the same way as I did in October, right? So the writing dictation, I did that perfectly. You can see it in the writing score. The writing both times were high. Now, did I notice any changes in the scoring for the listening? Hell no. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that puts everybody at ease. So the next time somebody tells you, oh, the PT made some major changes, all you gotta do is tell them, talk to the elbow, because the ear don't want to hear it. I hope the information was helpful. Please remember to drop a like and subscribe to my channel. You're also welcome to check out my other tutorials, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.